Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we'll be looking at 10 amazing Minecraft mods for version 1.20.1. So, let's get right into it. The first mod we'll be taking a look at today is the Variants and Ventures mod. This mod adds 4 new mob variants that will spawn both naturally in biomes, as well as in dungeons and trial chambers. These mob variants reflect the biomes which they call home. The Gelid is a frozen zombie that inflicts freezing when it attacks, while the Thicket is a jungle zombie that inflicts poison when it attacks. The Verdant is a jungle skeleton that inflicts poison with each shot, and lastly, the Merc is an underwater skeleton that drops both dead and alive coral when killed. I personally really like this mod as it adds a ton of variance to the enemies you encounter in each biome. This, in turn, makes each biome feel a lot more unique. The next mod we'll be taking a look at is the Roamers mod. The Roamers mod adds these new, rarely spawning entities called Roamers. These intelligent beings are trying to survive the wilds of Minecraft just like you. Roamers begin the game roaming around looking for a suitable location to set up a base. Once they have found it, they clear the surrounding area before gathering resources and constructing a more permanent residence. Roamers are quite like players. They have an inventory, use items to break blocks, can equip armor, and need to eat to stay alive. They're like little mini players scattered throughout your world. And just like real players, you can interact with roamers. Each roamer has a relationship status with each individual player. You can do various things to increase the relationship status, like giving them food, valuable items, or building materials. When the relationship with you is good, roamers will defend you from enemies and give you food. If you max out your relationship with a roamer, you can even have children with them. This mod has so much depth. If this concept sounds even remotely interesting to you, I would highly recommend giving this mod a try. The next mod we'll be taking a look at is the Special Drops mod. This mod adds over 60 really unique items that have a small chance to drop for vanilla mobs. These items can be weapons, tools, or armor, each with very powerful effects. For example, tropical fish legs grant water breathing when worn. The glow squid lantern highlights the nearest entity within 20 blocks, and the shulker dagger causes enemies to levitate when hit. Each mob in this mod has at least one item that they can have a chance to drop on death. Items are divided into 5 categories: common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. These categories determine how often the items drop, with the highest drop rate being common items with a 3% drop rate, and the rarest being legendary items with a 0.2% drop rate. This is one of my favorite Minecraft mods. I just love discovering rare, powerful items, and the fact that everything has a chance to drop one makes defeating mobs a lot more fun. The next mod I'll be showing you is the Pigzilla mod. This mod adds 2 new creatures to the game. First is the Biting Pig. This aggressive creature sometimes spawns in the place of a normal pig, and will attack and consume all nearby entities that it can see, growing larger with each kill. Once it's killed enough creatures, it'll transform into Pigzilla. Pigzilla is extremely dangerous and hostile to any living creature. If one spots you, it'll either jump right on top of you or blast you with a powerful energy beam. This creature is honestly one of the coolest big mobs I have ever seen put into a mod. It has a large variety of melee attacks with very nice looking animations, as well as some very nice sound effects. All this combined to make one of the best large mob bosses I've ever played with. The next mod we'll be taking a look at is the Tarot Cards mod. This mod adds all 22 major Arcana tarot cards to the game. Each tarot card has a unique power that you can gain access to by having it in your inventory. These powers have a wide range of effects, from increased jump height to bonus damage against mobs, to converting damage taken into bonus experience. You can find these tarot cards in the various structures scattered throughout your world, though do keep in mind that they are very rare, so count yourself lucky whenever you find one. Honestly, one of the best parts about this mod is the fact that you gain tarot card powers just by having them in your inventory. This allows you to stack a ton of different tarot cards and become incredibly powerful, which is just a ton of fun. Up next, we have the Armor of the Ages mod. This mod adds 9 new sets of beautiful looking armor inspired by various historical civilizations. You can either craft these new sets of armor or find them hidden within various structures throughout your world. One thing I really like about this mod in particular is the fact that these armor sets spawn in places you would expect them to. For example, the Pharaoh armor spawns in desert pyramids, while holy armor only spawns in the village temples. Overall, if you're looking for cool new armors to add to your world, then you might want to give this mod a try. The next mod I'll be showing you is the Lucky TNT mod. This mod is inspired by the Too Much TNT mod and adds a ton of new and old TNT to Minecraft. This mod is really fun to play around with, because I think most Minecraft players like blowing stuff up, and this mod adds over 200 new TNT blocks to your arsenal. One thing I really like about this mod in particular is throwable TNT, in the form of dynamite for each of the TNT blocks. It honestly feels very nice to be able to create explosions without having to place any other blocks down. Another cool feature of this mod is the Lucky TNT block and the Lucky Dynamite block. If you have played the Lucky Block mod, these blocks behave very similarly, except all their outputs are random TNT effects, which is a lot of fun to play around with. The next mod we'll be taking a look at is the Epic Fight mod. If you're tired of the combat system of Minecraft, then this mod might just be for you. Epic Fight completely redesigns Minecraft's combat system and turns it into a Souls-like. Every weapon now has 3 types of attacks, each with their own unique animation. You can use your basic attack by clicking the attack key, a dash attack by clicking the attack key while sprinting, and a special attack by holding down the attack key. This mod also introduces several new weapon stats. In addition to damage and attack speed, weapons also have armor negation, which is a percentage of the armor they ignore, impact, which dictates how many seconds an enemy is stunned for after being hit, and max enemies per swing, which shows the maximum number of enemies that can be hit from an attack. In addition to the vanilla weapons, this mod also introduces several new weapons. If you want more range, you now have access to spears, which have a lot more range with each attack. Or, if you want more oomph behind each of your attacks, then the greatsword might be the right choice for you. Weapons aren't the only things that change in this mod. Enemies now have visible health bars and some amazing new animations. In addition, if enemies manage to land a hit on you, you get staggered for a second, which can interrupt your combos. This mod alone makes Minecraft feel like a completely different game, and I absolutely love it. Up next, we have the Deeper Oceans mod. This mod is pretty self-explanatory, it adds deeper oceans. However, while this mod is pretty self-explanatory, it makes a huge difference if you are exploring the ocean. I really like how it makes the ocean feel a lot more vast and more intimidating. Before moving on to the last mod, I would like to point out that this mod pairs particularly well with any other mod that adds underwater content, so if you're playing with one of those, you might want to consider adding this mod. The last mod we have on our list here today is the Desert Behemoths mod. This mod adds the massive iconic sandworms from Dune into Minecraft. With this mod installed, if you are sprinting in the desert, you might want to rethink your movements, as that'll attract a sandworm. Once a sandworm starts tracking you, they won't stop until you're dead or you leave the desert. When the sandworm eventually catches up to you, you'll be greeted with one of the most terrifying creatures ever put into Minecraft. These things are massive, aggressive, and almost unkillable. This mod is an impressive adaptation of the sandworm from Dune. It does not feel janky at all, and does an excellent job at making the desert biome feel terrifying to traverse. And that is it for today. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe for more mod content. All mod links are in the description, and I will see you in the next video.